Hello everyone, good evening. I'm Shreya Dhoundial. It's good to see you. Ladies and gentlemen, over the next 20 minutes or so, as we debate today's topic, I want you to keep in mind a poem by a German pastor who saw the rise of Nazism in Germany, supported them till a point of time, and then changed his mind when he was imprisoned in a concentration camp. You may have heard this. It's very famous. First they came for the communists and I did not speak out because I was not a communist. Then they came for the socialists and I did not speak out because I was not a socialist. Then they came for the trade unionists and I did not speak out because I was not a trade unionist. Then they came for the Jews and I did not speak out because I was not a Jew. Then they came for me and there was no one left to speak for me. Ladies and gentlemen, India is not Nazi Germany. We are a thriving democracy governed by the rule of law. My aim in reciting this poem is not to question our country's democratic foundation, but to question the silence around hate crimes that shame India every day, especially in the last 2 weeks. Intellectual silence is complicity. Trying to justify is criminal. We need to remember that as we today talk about yet another racial attack, that the latest one has actually left a young 24-year-old MBA student from Tripura dead. It happened from the state I come from, Uttarakhand. Angel Chakma from Tripura was completing his final semester in Dehradun when he was confronted by a reality that many students from the Northeast face in India. You know what he was called? He was called Chinky. He was called Momo. He was called Chinese. He was Indian, he said. He told his abusers, "What papers do I need to show you to prove that I'm Indian?" And that is when the assault started. He was stabbed by a group of men so brutally that his right side, ladies and gentlemen, was paralyzed. This happened on the 9th of December. After 14 days of fighting for his life, Angel Chakma died. A heartbreaking end for an Indian who stood up to be counted. Ladies and gentlemen, as stunning as the assault was, equally stunning is the Uttarakhand Police's analysis of the sequence of events that led to Chakma's death. Discarding what Angel's brother Michael has said to them on record, Uttarakhand Police is telling us, ladies and gentlemen, that this crime was not racially motivated.
कोई रेशियल रिमार्क्स है, चूंकि जो भी हमारी इन्वेस्टिगेशन अभी आई है, ये हमें समझना जरूरी है कि जो दूसरी तरफ से जो अक्यूज है वो भी नॉर्थ ईस्ट से रिलेटेड थे. उसमें एक जो अक्यूज है वो मणिपुर का रहने वाला था और सेकंड वन इज नेपालीज ओरिजिन. तो रेशियल रिमार्क्स की बात नहीं है. एक तरफ से एक पक्ष जो था वो आपस में कमेंट कर रहे थे, आपस में जैसे कहते हैं कि चूंकि इसमें 2 अंडर एज थे, और उस कमेंट में आपस में कमेंट को ऐसा प्रतीत हुआ कि जैसे वो सेकंड पार्टी जो भी अग्रीड पार्टी है उनको लगा कि उनके लिए किया जा रहा है.
It was a misunderstanding, says the SSP of Dehradun. He says there was nothing racial about the crime. Ladies and gentlemen, this mind-boggling claim, despite what Michael, Angel's brother, has said on record. Do remember that Michael was actually the one who was present at the scene of crime, and he was the one who was first abused. Listen into what Michael has said.
हम लोग गए थे सामान लेने के लिए, तो हम लोग उधर पे तो हम लोग अपना सामान लेते हम लोग के साथ. उधर पे उन लोग का ग्रुप था उधर पे पूरा, तो उन लोग थोड़ा पी रखा था उन लोगों ने. तो उन लोग हम लोग को मेरे को थोड़ा पोक कर रहा था कि मेरे को थोड़ा सा रेसिज्म कर रहा था. तो मैं थोड़ा अपने तरफ से अपना सेल्फ डिफेंस कि भैया क्या गाली क्यों दे रहे हो. तो उनका वो प्लानिंग था, क्या था वो मेरे को पता नहीं, पर उन्होंने डायरेक्ट मेरे में अटैक कर दिया उन लोग ने. तो फिर भैया आया मेरे को बचाने के लिए आया. फिर भैया को मेरे को कड़ा से मारा, भैया लगा उससे. फिर भैया को उन लोगों ने चाकू मार दिया स्पाइन की तरफ में.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is getting worse. It now turns out when the boys had actually gone to file a complaint with the Dehradun police, they were initially shooed away because they were told the matter was a minor one. Angel's father, who is a BSF soldier, says it was only when he reached Dehradun that the police agreed to an FIR. Listen in.
लेकिन बाद में हमने फिर उसको हम जाने से पहले 24 घंटा पहले बोले FIR दर्ज करना पड़ता है। वो FIR दर्ज करने के लिए मैं बच्चा को बोला था, उनका जो कॉलेज का स्टूडेंट का साथ जाके थाने में गया था FIR दर्ज करने के लिए। लेकिन उन्होंने बोला ये छोटा मोटा केस होते रहता है, बोले ये ऐसे हर चीज़ देखेंगे तो हमारा फिर थाना का हो गया। वो सेला कोई थाना में उन्होंने मतलब बच्चों को केस लिखने नहीं दिया, उन्होंने मना कर दिया। ऐसे छोटा मोटा केस होते रहता है बोले, ऐसे बोला। फिर बाद में हम लोग जब गया तब ये मतलब आगे काम हुआ।
My guest this evening, Pradyot Dev Barman, is from the Tripura Motha party, someone who's been speaking about the case for the last 1 week. He's joining us on the broadcast. Pradyot, thank you very much for your time. Can I start by asking you what you make of the Uttarakhand Police's latest utterances? Today, they have told our reporter, the SSP of Dehradun has actually told our reporter that this crime had nothing to do with racial hate. It was merely a misunderstanding between a group of boys.
Well, first of all, I think his prejudice is open to all to be seen. Do you know that what is the reward that they have put up for anyone? There's one more accused who's on the run. Apparently, he's crossed over to Nepal. And you know what is the reward that they have given for anyone giving that information? 25,000 rupees. If Angel Chakma's life, if anyone catches that accused who gives information, is 25,000 rupees, it shows how much our lives are worth from the Northeast. Second, of course the police will try to cover it up because they do not want to admit that India is a country where their racism exists. India, forget about Northeast, even look at how we were looking at the people from the south of India. India is the largest producer of Fair and Lovely. We all want to look whiter. So this country obviously has problems inherent in us. Now, when the police itself is saying that this is a minor incident, the one person was from Manipur. Was the person from Manipur a Naga or a Meitei or a Kuki? No. The person was not is not an indigenous person in Manipur. There may be many or party could be coming from Rajasthan, who could be coming from Madhya Pradesh. That does not say that, Northerners. So he has to the ethnic disparity. Just a week ago, I'm slightly digressing, Shreya, in Karbi Anglong district,
correct,
in Northeast, in Assam, Karbi Anglong, people said Chinese Karbis go back. So were those Northeasterners who were saying it? No, there is a migrant population which comes from outside Northeast to the Northeast region. That does not make them Northeastern. They may be residents of India. They may be, we are all Indians. But to say that this is not a racial crime is him trying to be prejudging before any proper investigation or arrest takes place. So the police is guilty. The Chief Minister should have taken action much more. It happened on the 9th of December. Now we all are waking up, but this is a clear case of our lives being less important than the rest of India.
Pradyot, can I ask you just, I'm just giving you the police's version of things. Your video is not very clear, and I do seek forgiveness from our viewers. But viewers, what Pradyot is saying is important. I want you to hear this voice from the Northeast. Pradyot, the police is saying, how can we consider this a racial crime? One of the accused, the main accused, is a Nepalese, the one who has, left India, who escaped from India. Another one is a Manipuri, and then there is another one who's again from the Northeast. So if out of 5 people, 3 are from the Northeast, and they have attacked a Northeasterner, calling him Chinky or Momo or Chinese, then how do we even conclude that this is a racial crime?
If a Sikh man is killed in Punjab by a non-Sikh, do we say that it is not a crime committed against Sikh? In Punjab, there can be a Sikh and there can be a Hindu Punjabi, there can be a Muslim. So in Northeast, it does not mean that everyone from Northeast is an Asian-looking, Mongoloid-looking person. There are people from Rajasthan who could be in Northeast. There are people from Madhya Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Bengal who can be in Northeast. So a racial attack is when a person who looks differently from another person is attacked. So let's not say that just because somebody happens to be from Northeast, that person is not inherently Northeastern. Again, what I'm trying to say, Shreya, a week ago in Karbi Anglong, people from the in Northeast, in Karbi Anglong, said Northeast Chinese Karbis go back. So can you say that because they were saying it in Northeast, it cannot be racial? There are people. I have my own political party. My leaders have been called Chinese auntie in Tripura. So racism is not only related to people coming from the north. This is is an ethnic issue.
Okay.
People who don't look like a certain type, people who eat something differently, you cannot say that they are lesser Indians.
Okay.
And I want to just say one point again, the Chief Minister has just spoken to the family. I've been in touch with the family for the last 16 days. They were not willing to file an FIR. My sister, who's an MP, called up the CMO. After my sister called up, they registered an FIR. The father is a BSF Jawan who's protecting the borders of India against Chinese, against Bangladeshis. And today you've killed his son, saying that he is a Chinese. What do you think the father is going through? What do you think the family is going through? So I think the country needs to answer not only to the media, but they need to answer to everyone, and they need to answer to themselves. Is this the India which is what we want to look ahead?
Pradyot, we leave it there. I think that is something for every Indian to think about, not just what has happened in Dehradun, but what's been happening in our country for the last 2 weeks. We leave it there for the moment. Thank you very much for joining us. Ladies and gentlemen, think about it. You are racially abused, you are stabbed, and your brother goes to the police only to be shooed away because according to the Uttarakhand Police, your brother being stabbed after being racially abused is a minor matter. So first, minor matter, not a racial crime. Does a family that has lost their young son to a racial crime have any reason to lie? Who should we believe? Should we believe the Uttarakhand Police or should we believe the boy's family? And does a police force that delayed the registration of the FIR and 20 days on has still not been able to apprehend the main accused have any reason to tell the truth? In fact, so incredulous is the Uttarakhand Police's claim that even the central government is not believing them. The opposition isn't leaving them either. Take a look.
It is a matter of grave concern for all of us. It's not a matter only for Northeast. And don't treat such incident as a law and order or one of the incidents. There's a huge mentality issue. Police will have to act promptly. If police tries to cover up, then it will be quite unfortunate.
वो उत्तर पूर्वांचल जाएं, जाके देखें कि जिस उनाकोटी से अंजल चाकमा आता है वहां पे कितने पुराने शिव के मंदिर हैं। आज की सरकार ये जो वन इंडिया की बात करती है, इस वन इंडिया में जो कितनी विविधताएं हैं उसकी बात नहीं करती।
Ladies and gentlemen, there have been protests in Tripura and anger across the Northeast. Can an Indian be called a Chinese and a Chinky and Momo and be killed in your own country because he or she has Mongoloid features? Can an Indian be called a Bangladeshi and be lynched by his own countrymen in his own country? Can Christians be attacked for no reason at all around Christmas in their own country? Ladies and gentlemen, as I said, silence is complicity. Whichever side you vote for heaven's sake, don't try and justify this hate. Meanwhile, Uttarakhand's Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami was, visibly upset, and he called up Angel's father to express his grief. No problem in that. He did the right thing. Only problem, he got it all filmed and then had it released. This is a PR stunt that has now badly misfired, given that his own police is busy denying that Angel's killing was racially motivated. Take a look at this video that has now backfired for the Chief Minister because it is now being taken as a PR stunt.
बहुत ही दुखद घटना हुआ। हम बहुत दुखी हैं इससे और इस पर हमने बहुत सख्त कार्रवाई के लिए कहा है। यहाँ पर 5 लोग जो भी इसमें थे बदमाश, 5 गिरफ्तार कर लिए गए हैं, जो भी इस घटना में जिन्होंने भी अपराध में किया है। एक कोई नेपाल का था, शायद वो नेपाल भागा हुआ है, कहाँ है, तो उसके ऊपर इनाम नाम यहाँ घोषित हमने कर दिया है और उसको पकड़ने के लिए भी टीम वहाँ पर भेज दी गई है पुलिस की ना।
You speak to the father, you speak to the family. They are deep in grief. But why have it filmed and then released to all media houses? Is this the time you need to play a PR stunt? Gopal Krishna Agarwal, national spokesperson of the BJP. Abnijesh Avasthi, political analyst, joining us on the broadcast. Dr. Vikram Singh is a former DGP of Uttar Pradesh. Garima Daswani is spokesperson of the Congress Party, and Suraj Dev Burman is president of the Youth Tripura Federation. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us. At the outset, we have exactly 20 minutes on the show, so I request you to keep your comments short. Gopal Krishna Agarwal, is there any way for Uttarakhand Police to justify what they are now saying, that what happened to Angel Chakma was not a racial crime? His father is saying something, his brother is saying something, and the police has conveniently decided there is nothing related to race in what happened. How?
I think, as Minority Minister Kiran Rijiju has said in your just now his statement, that it is a very unfortunate and we all are very much upset about it. The Chief Minister has said, but I don't think there is any justification in that. But
तो आप भी मान रहे हैं कि उत्तराखंड की पुलिस कवर अप कर रही है, गोपाल जी? आप कह रहे हैं आज, as national spokesperson of the BJP, that Uttarakhand Police has launched Operation Cover Up because they are completely embarrassed by what happened, and they are embarrassed because they turned away Angel's brother from the police station and refused to file an FIR by saying ये छोटे-मोटे मामले होते रहते हैं. So you are saying it's Operation Cover Up?
नहीं, मैं ये कह रहा हूँ श्रीरा जी कि this is not correct and this statement is to be investigated. The CM has said, the Minority Minister has said, police has to be sensitized, and they could have said only the fact that there are 3 other persons who are involved in the crime from Northeast. We have to investigate. But insensitive statements are not acceptable at all. The CM is also saying everything will be taken care of, action will be taken. It is unfortunate incident.
The CM is saying all of this only after the young boy has died and only after the story hit national headlines. Otherwise, usse pehle CM was absolutely quiet, enjoying his Christmas party. Hai na, Gopal ji? Dr. Vikram Singh, would you want to come in here? Do you have anything to say on the Uttarakhand Police? First calling it a minor matter and now saying that, you know, it's not a racial crime at all.
Shreya ji, this incident has split everybody's heart, including mine. A brother officer has lost his son and it cannot be compensated ever. And I had expected a lot from the local police. They bungled up and were caught on the wrong foot. Firstly, they said this is not a routine crime. This is a hate crime and should have been dealt as such. Why no action under the National Security Act till now? Why no reward of at least 10 lakhs on the absconding accused? And also, although nothing can compensate for the loss of Angel Chakma, but at least the thing would have been ordered that a poor soldier has lost and his world is finished. Therefore, at least a Rahat Rashi or compensatory amount of 1 crore should at least be given and granted to him. And through Gopal Krishna Ji Agarwal, I would say, please request the Chief Minister the least we can do for atone for the lapses that we have committed. I have committed, and everybody has committed. When I go to any place, I see the children from Northeast being the best wherever they are, the most honest, the most hardworking, the most diligent, and the most capable. And I compliment them for that. Is this what should have happened? A family has been denied their rights. And you began with a poem. I'll just conclude by reading just two from John Donne. Each man's death diminishes me, for I am involved in mankind. Therefore, send not to know for whom the bells toll, it tolls for thee. All of us have died in some measure or the other, and there cannot be words of condolences for the bereaved family. A death that was totally avoidable. Okay, Garima Daswani, would you want to come in here? Why are you saying that the Chief Minister of Uttarakhand is only involved in a PR stunt and the Uttarakhand Police is only involved in a cover-up? I mean, it's only the right thing to do for the Chief Minister to actually give a call to that poor soldier who has lost his 24-year-old. Usme galat kya hai, bhai?
Shreya, I don't think anyone else other than you would be more pained than what is happening in Uttarakhand, and we are making headlines for all the wrong reasons. It's not a problem, PR stunt nahi. We are actually objecting to the fact that this incident happened on the 9th of December and the Chief Minister is calling up the BSF constable on the 29th of December.
Correct.
20 days of insensitivity. I mean, I am a wife of a Fauji officer and I know that our men are protecting the borders, and this is what you do to the families. I'm speechless. I can't even face the father. What do we have to say to him? I mean, Dehradun is an educational hub, as everybody knows, and people, children from all, from the different corners of the country come to study here. What are we doing as a society, and what are we doing as a government to safeguard them or to protect them or to make them feel one of us? You read a poem, Shreya. There is a poem by Rabindranath Tagore ji in Gitanjali, where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, where the knowledge is free and where the world has not been broken up into fragments. So that is the dream he lived during the freedom struggle. And see where we have landed. The USP of our nation was its diversity. We are a nation of diverse culture, language, food, looks. And this is what we do. Such incidents, they show persistent racial prejudice against the Northeastern community, an issue which is an issue of consciousness. I mean, this issue, more than the law and order issue, it is an issue of social consciousness and responsibility.
That is the question you are asking is the right one, Garima ji. The question you are asking is the right one, that 20 days on the main accused is still missing, and it is only after the story hits headlines that the Chief Minister makes this call to Angel Chakma's father and then has it recorded and released as a PR piece. But Suraj, give me a minute here.
I want to make a point here.
Shreya,
I want to make a point here that Uttarakhand is a peace-loving state. And we are known as an, innocent people, emotional people. But the regime, I would really blame the Pushkar Singh Dhami government, what they have been doing since several years of Prachand Bahumat and Triple Engine ki Sarkar, the policy decisions during the Dhami government, his tenure as alleged to have contributed to the, to the communal discord in the state.
Suraj, is that what you believe? That, this is a pattern that has only come into play post 2014, as the Congress seems to be suggesting? That this is, Rahul Gandhi has tweeted as well, and let's just put out his tweet as well, to say that, is this the nation you want? And this is the hate that has been bred by the BJP. But for anyone who's lived in Delhi and had friends from the Northeast, you know that racial attacks and abuses are not new.
Shreya, there is a
एक मिनट गरिमा जी, एक मिनट गरिमा जी, let Suraj speak, please.
Well, thank you everyone sitting here in the panel, and thank you very much to the Times Now for having us after the victimized which has been in the Northeast. So to be very frank, first of all, I would like to tell the people of the nation, if you give me a time, whenever I don't want to get involved in the politics, whatever the Rahul Gandhi ji has said and whatever the BJP leaders are being said. See, with the people of the Northeast, whenever you go out of Northeast, we are getting one single identity, that we are known as Chinkies, we are Chinese, and this is not for the first time. This is not for the first time. In the year 2024, from Arunachal Pradesh, late Nidu Tamil has been killed by racism. And today, a boy, a son of the soil from Tripura, our brother Angel Chakma, has been lost his life by racism. And again, if I'm not mistaken, in the year 2012, Richard Loitam from Manipur was killed by racism. But now our questions arise is that why the government of India is not taking so serious to the people of the Northeast. We have been raising our voice again and again, multiple times, not a single times. Agar pehle se, if you take this matter very in serious fact, the government of India, whether you belong to BJP or whether you are from Congress, we don't matter. We spoke and we speak about the people across the Northeast because we fight for our region, we fight for our people. We are not here to gain a political matters here. We are not here to gain a political power and to be power in the states. No, that's totally different from the entire region in the nations. But today, it's a very sad moment. It's a very sad moment for each and the entire notice is mourned with tears, you know.
Okay.
The entire notice, it's mourned with tears. Why? Because I will tell you very frankly, if I'm not mistaken, I think in the entire India, we and Maharaja Prajit Bikram Manikya, we as a part of India, we are the first one to fight and protest against Bangladesh.
Okay.
During in Belonia when the embankment was built, and even recently.
There is no doubt about the fact that, Suraj, that the people from the Northeast are very patriotic people. I mean, the Indian Army has its own regiments that come from the Northeast. There is no question about that. But, you know, Avasthi ji, there is a larger question, and there's a reason why I'm coming to you in the end. This is a short chat. The point is, take a look at what has happened in the last 2 weeks. मैं बहुत लंबा भी नहीं जाऊंगी. Just take a look at what has happened in the last 2 weeks. There have been 2 lynchings in this country. Indians lynched by Indians because they were called Bangladeshis. Then you have Christians across this country being attacked for singing Christmas carols and distributing Christmas caps, things like that. For celebrating Christmas, they were attacked. Now you have a person, a young student, MBA student, who was to join a French company after 6 months. He's abused racially and he's stabbed and ultimately he's killed because he's called Chinese and Momo. And he said, no, I'm not Chinese. I'm just standing up to it. My point is there a pattern? And should the top leadership of this country be stepping out and speaking up and saying, this is not okay?
Bilkul, exactly. Shreya, absolutely I agree with you. और I will concentrate on this incident only. नॉर्थ ईस्ट के बारे में जो है, मैं एक यूनिवर्सिटी में अभी एक कॉलेज का पार्ट था, हमारे नॉर्थ ईस्ट सेल बनी हुई थी. वो लोग उनको नंबर दिए हुए थे कि अगर आपको रात को 2 बजे भी कहीं कोई दिक्कत होती है, किसी भी तरीके की दिक्कत होती है. मैं पीजीडीएवी कॉलेज में पढ़ाता था, लाजपत नगर में रहते थे. मैंने कहा लोकल एसएचओ, बाकायदा हम ये करते थे एसएचओ को कि अगर इनकी तरफ से कोई भी शिकायत आएगी तो आपको इमीडिएट ध्यान देना है, इमीडिएट ध्यान देना है. और नॉर्थ ईस्ट के जो यहाँ फेस्टिवल होता था उसको ऑर्गेनाइज करने में हम लोग बहुत ज्यादा एक्टिव रहते थे. फुटबॉल बहुत अच्छी खेलते हैं, तो फुटबॉल मैच होते थे उनके, पूरा लंबे महीने भर तक उनका अलग अलग लीग मैच वगैरह करवाए. लेकिन मैं टोटली विक्रम सिंह से और प्रद्योत जी से मैं सहमत हूं कि ये समस्या यहाँ की सिर्फ एक घटना नहीं है. हमें ये क्यों करना पड़ता है, नॉर्थ ईस्ट सेल क्यों बनाना पड़ा? क्योंकि यहाँ पर है इस तरीके का माइंडसेट जो बन गया है, माइंडसेट बन गया है. आपको याद होगा कि एक बार कर्नाटक के शायद बीदर से गाड़ियां भर के नॉर्थ ईस्ट के स्टूडेंट जितने थे वो वापस नॉर्थ ईस्ट भागने लगी थी, एक सिर्फ अफवाह के दम पर. यह अफवाह फैलने पर नॉर्थ ईस्ट के लोगों को, बच्चों को क्यों डर लगने लगता है? ये बात करनी पड़ेगी ना,
बात करनी पड़ेगी. और लेकिन बात तब नहीं हो सकती जब एक स्टूडेंट अपनी जान गंवा दे. बात सिर्फ तब हो रही है, और बात भी हम लोग कर रहे हैं, चर्चा कर रहे हैं, लेकिन उत्तराखंड पुलिस ने तो पहले ही बोल दिया है that this is not a racial crime. We are not probing a racial angle. That is my problem. That A, this happens in your watch. B, you don't file an FIR because you say matter chota mota hai, it's a minor matter. And 3, when you're terribly embarrassed with what has happened because the story has hit national headlines, you say it was not a racial crime. And you think the people of this country are fools that they will not see what you're doing and saying. So the Chief Minister needs to get out of his PR stunt mode and actually tell his police to do some work. This is clearly a racial crime because the brother of the boy who has been killed is an eyewitness and said and has told the police on record that there were racial slurs that were hurled. We'll just leave it there for the moment. Thank you everyone for joining us. Gopal ji, Avasthi ji, Dr. Vikram Singh, Garima, thank you, and Suraj, thank you very much for joining us. I'm sure we'll continue this chat tomorrow as well. For the moment, a quick break. There's more on the other side.